I was the one scrubbing the floor when I caught fire.
Tonight, our first listen to the 911 calls made when a Sterling Heights dealership went up in flames.
Storms firing to our west tonight, but before long, that severe threat will be right back in southeast Michigan.
Also, inmate sex changes paid for with tax dollars. The controversial change in Michigan prisons.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
I was scrubbing the shop floors, and I think there was a gas tank on the ground, and I think there was fuel leaking out of it.
911 calls from the night Buff Wayland Chevrolet went up in flames reveal what happened on the inside.
The worker who caused the fire was one of the first to call for help. Mara McDonald live tonight in Sterling Heights with the calls that you'll hear only on 4. Mara?
Devin, you're right. We are the only ones who have these calls, and there are some things to realize here. The guy who was just trying to buff the floors in there is the first one who called 911, and he explains exactly how all of this ignited. Take a listen.
I need a fire department to Buff Wayland Chevrolet.
You can hear the rapid, shallow breathing. The man calling 911 is hurt, burns on his arms, and he's just run for his life out of the dealership's service center that went up in a fireball in minutes.
I was scrubbing the shop floors, and I think there was a gas tank on the ground, and I think there was fuel leaking out of it. When I went over it, it exploded, and I didn't mean to go over it because I knew there was gas. I tried going around it, and I must have barely touched it, and the thing exploded.
He tells the 911 operator he warned everybody to get out.
I tried to grab a fire extinguisher and extinguish it the best I could, but it went.
The 911 operator wants to know if he's hurt. He tells her he does have burns on his arm.
Don't attempt to move any clothing if you have any clothing.
I've already pulled my shirt off because when the fire hit me, I freaked out and pulled my shirt off and covered my hair up because I'm still fired.
It's okay. No, all that matters is that you're safe, all right?
I understand that, but I'm not worried about me being safe.
Back here live. As of right now, the official final report on the fire that happened here at Buff Wayland is not complete, but fire sources will tell us that what he is saying on these 911 tapes is what essentially happened here. The buffer is the reason it ignited. Why it ignited, whether he actually ran over a canister or whether it was leaking or there was some other issue, well, that is going to have to come out in the final report. We're live in Sterling Heights tonight. I'm Mara McDonald, Local 4.
Compelling. All right, Mara. Let's take a live look at the site of the new Beacon Park in downtown Detroit.
Yeah, they've got this fun kind of light show, if you will, going on right now. You were out there earlier, too, and all sorts of fun things out there. Nice night to be out, but the heat and humidity return tomorrow, right, Ben?
Yeah, we saw a little bit of a dip in temperatures and humidity today, guys, but everything about summer comes back tomorrow, and that includes an air quality alert from much of southeast Michigan. We're going to see a lot of sunshine, and that's going to lead to the possibility of seeing ozone formation down near the ground. If you've got breathing problems, stay inside as much as possible. If you go out, just limit the amount of activity you do. Severe risk really ramps up by Saturday. That includes most of the state, but some of those storms could be here as soon as Friday night. Temperatures on their way to 90, and wait till you see the heat index readings for tomorrow. That and your weekend forecast all ahead. Devin?
All right, Ben. Controversial plan by the Michigan Department of Corrections has a lot of people talking tonight. It's a policy change that allows transgender inmates to receive transition-related treatments paid for with tax dollars. Jermont Terry live tonight. He's got the reaction from both sides. Jermont?
Yeah, Devin, at issue is whether tax dollars should be footed to pay for what some believe is elected procedure and/or process. But those in the trans community say it's not about being on either side of the fence. It's something that's long overdue because it's not a choice. When people are sentenced to prison in Michigan, for the most part, you lose your right to do as you feel. So that's why news of DOC's new policy, which allows transgender inmates to receive transition treatment such as hormones from behind bars, is getting people to talk.
I don't agree with it.
Just seems like way too much of a bother for people to put up a fight about it.
Prior to the policy change, transitioning inmates were only allowed to receive treatments behind bars only if the procedures were scheduled before getting locked up.
Well, I think it's very beneficial for us.
Jaleesa Abad is transgender. She works for equality and inclusion for the trans community.
It's more than just hormones. It also says that depending on the circumstance or the individual, it's gender-affirming clothing, so they can wear the clothing of the gender that they pick.
Now, DOC says it will also focus on the psychological state of the inmates before deciding on any treatment. Treatment taxpayers will pay for.
I don't think that's a taxpayer responsibility, especially when it comes to be in a correctional facility.
Well, what about the people? They were a bodybuilder before they came in. They had all these things to be a bodybuilder. Should they start getting all their vitamins and all that to keep up? That's what they did.
But the BAD argues as a transgender person, she pays taxes to things she doesn't agree with, too.
I don't like that my tax dollars go to people that don't work and they decide to have children and not have a job.
Now, BAD believes that you should not be incarcerated in order to get this medical attention. She argues it outlines a much bigger issue with the overall health care problem in our country. Reporting live tonight, Jermont Terry, Local 4.
Well, Jermont, do we have any idea how many inmates across the state would be affected by the change?
Yeah, Devin, it's not that many according to DOC.
Yeah.
They say on average they have maybe 30 to 40 inmates that are considered transgender or in that transition period across the entire state. But again, they're just saying they're just working for equality at this point.
Yeah. All right, Jermont. Kim?
Local 4 defenders breaking new information on 2 high-profile cases tonight. Police were on the move today in 2 communities searching 2 properties linked to the person of interest in Danielle Stizlicki's disappearance. The search began at Floyd Galloway's Berkeley home and then moved to Royal Oak, where his wife has been staying with her mother. Sources tell the defenders police were looking for items in relation to the attack of a female jogger in Hines Park in Livonia, an attack that Galloway is charged with. The Berkeley home had already been cleared out before police got there. Witnesses of the Royal Oak search tell Local 4 defenders that police took items from Galloway's wife's car. Police say we'll learn more about the evidence collected when Galloway returns to court in August. And Rick Wershey has received his release papers in prison. The former drug dealer was paroled Friday, and the process for his release is moving at lightning speed. He owes time to the state of Florida for his involvement in a stolen car ring. The paperwork says Florida can pick him up as soon as it wants. Wershey's attorney, though, is working to get the state to consider his time served behind bars in Michigan count for his time owed in Florida.
Like Wershey, O.J. Simpson knows the feeling of being paroled. He was granted freedom today after spending 9 years in prison for an armed robbery. A hearing that was expected to last minutes stretched out to more than an hour, but ultimately ended in the way Simpson hoped it would.
Vote to grant parole when eligible, and that will complete this hearing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before the parole board reached a decision, Simpson apologized.
I thought I was glad to get my stuff back, but it wasn't worth it. 9 years away from your family is just not worth it, and I'm sorry.
The conditions of Simpson's parole will be made public, but the earliest that he would be released would be October 1st.
It's a coffee with an unusual side effect, a surprise ingredient that has a company recalling the product.
Also, a wild chase ends in a way that seems to defy the laws of physics. You'll see why this one is a head scratcher in just a bit.
But first, from the silver screen to the stage to winning an Emmy.
Jeff Daniels has done it all while living right here in Michigan.
This could be very bad. This could turn out very, very badly.
Nah, his passion for theater could bring him to your living room. Why Jeff Daniels is putting himself up for bid. Coming up.
Lots of work, but little hurt. It's the high-intensity, low-impact workout. New Fitness Friday tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Thank you.
Michigan has produced some terrific film actors, great television performers, and great stage actors, too. And that's just Jeff Daniels.
That's exactly right. He's also a terrific musician and songwriter. In fact, if the price is right, he'll come sing at your house because he'll do just about anything to raise money for the Purple Rose Theater in Chelsea.
For me, it becomes more and more valuable every day to hang on to places like the Purple Rose who do it well. So I keep throwing my time and effort at it.
Jeff knows a little about time and effort. I doubt you need a rundown of his remarkable career. Terms of Endearment, Gettysburg, Speed, Pleasantville, Fly Away Home, The Martian. His resume is eye-popping. Television, too. His role as Will McAvoy in The Newsroom.
This morning, has anyone at our network checked on Sunil Tripathi?
Won him the Emmy for Best Actor. And few in Hollywood can move as easily to the stage. Nominated last year for the Best Actor Tony Award for his role in Blackbird on Broadway. And, okay, some would not forgive me for skipping past the brilliant idiocy of Dumb and Dumber. Yes, I know, epic. But with all due respect, all of those things are just jobs, really.
It was my business. It was what I did for a living. And that's that. And then over here is the guy that wants to play the guitar and the guy that might want to write plays with the creative, the guy who creates every day, the shark that has to keep moving. I gotta do that. And
yes, his passions are elsewhere. They're in Chelsea, Michigan, where he and his wife Kathleen decided to raise their family. They're in his guitar and his rich storyteller's songs grounded in the Michigan that he loves.
Wow.
And they're in the Purple Rose, the theater in Chelsea that he founded. He was told it wouldn't work, but seeing that was 26 years ago, apparently it has. He just believed, as he had to, that art is a draw.
They ended up coming and coming and coming. And it became this place that for a long time was just a dream, which was to help that 21-year-old kid that I used to be. And now this place for 26 years has helped not only that kid, but the 70-year-old actor who is now a better actor because of this place.
It's also helped Jeff's beloved hometown. In contrast with too many other small towns, Main Street in Chelsea is humming, thanks in no small part to the 40,000 people who come to see a show at the Purple Rose every year.
Bang, when those people started walking around, here comes the Common Grill, you know, Cleary's steps, I mean, it's boom, art galleries, 2 hotels drop in, bed and breakfasts come around.
And that's why he's willing to go to such lengths to support the place. For a few years, there was the now legendary Jeff Daniels Comedy Golf Jam, a quiet, elegant day on the links it was not.
Almost killed me. The comedy golf jams almost killed me. I did a movie called Gettysburg, and on one hole, as you're hitting your 7-iron, the Civil War breaks up. We had reenactors. They even brought their cannon. Yeah, it was a different kind of golf tournament.
He's also brought movie premieres of his films to town to benefit the theater. He's played benefit concerts. But this year, in trying to come up with yet another way to keep the money flowing, Jeff Daniels decided to auction off, well, Jeff Daniels. Yep, Jeff and his guitar will show up at the home of the high bidder to play a house party that your guests will no doubt remember.
We're throwing it out there. We'll see how it goes.
And you have said, you've decided on a price. There is a minimum bid.
Apparently, yeah. I hope we don't have to lower it. To get
I doubt if he will have
They didn't have to lower it. They
No.
managed to surpass, they met the minimum, and it's gone beyond that. In fact, the bidding is going on online right now. I last checked, it was $18,500.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So you can bid on that. There are also a lot of other items you could bid on to help out the theater, and we've put the link for all the bidding, which is going on through Saturday night, which is the big grand finale of all this. It's at clickondetroit.com.
If you build it, they will come and look 26 years later
and they have.
at what this is. That's fantastic. What a great way to raise money
and
for
by the way,
theater.
he's going to be premiering a new play that he's written in January called Flint.
Oh, wow.
Think about, think about how loaded that might be.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, here's a look at what Sandra Ali is working on for tomorrow night.
When a local mom decided to clear out the clutter, she never imagined the impact it would have on her family.
I think you don't realize how much your things are weighing you down until you don't have them anymore.
Tomorrow night at 11, how Mona got started and the lessons she learned that could help your family unclutter your life.
Another warm and steamy day today, wasn't it?
Which I guess is typical kind of summer weather
Well,
here.
because we got the Ann Arbor Art Fairs underway, and they would have nothing left.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't know how to handle yourself without it feeling like almost 100. Well, they're going to get their wish tomorrow. Highs today got to 88, which was above average. We did see the humidity dip just a bit today. Those numbers, though, should beat today's highs by the time we get into tomorrow. Even though the air temperature won't beat it by much, we will see an increase in humidity, so it's definitely going to feel warmer as we get into tomorrow. So we're at 81 right now. City Airport also at 81. Rest of the area in the 70s. It is still muggy out there. Dew points upper 60s and low 70s. In fact, this is slightly higher than some of those dew point ratings we saw in the afternoon. So there is no doubt it is a July night here in Southeast Michigan. I hesitate to show this because I know we're going to get tons more of these pictures after this, but this was from Clinton Township, and they sent this in and said it was a cloud face wondering what's coming next. So if you squint real hard, there are the two eyes, there are the nose, and there's the insipid little mouth there. So it was the best we had. So there you go. Clouds and radar tonight showing some of those clouds that were out there today. Even though most of the shower activity missed us, safe for just a sprinkle near Lake Erie today. There's a lot going on out to the west. Those thunderstorms should miss us, but by the time we get into Friday night, we're looking for another round of possibly strong or severe weather that's going to be rolling in here by about Saturday morning. That's going to be our next storm chance. This is about 8 a.m. And again, if you've been following us this week, the models really have not had a good handle on timing. So make sure you pay attention to Brandon in the morning. He'll have the latest update on our storm threat going into Saturday morning. We could see some redevelopment in the afternoon, depending on what time those storms come through in the morning. And then again on Sunday, especially in the afternoon, we'll see another chance of seeing storms as well. 70 tonight. High temperatures, though, tomorrow close to 90 in parts of the area, including our metro zone, which will be one of the warmer temperatures. This is what the thermometer is going to say, but it's going to feel more like probably 94, 95 in a lot of spots in the metro zone. Can't say much different for folks in Lenawee, Monroe County and other parts of our south zone. Upper 80s for the most part, slightly cooler here towards Lake Erie. West zone highs will be in the upper 80s generally, up to, or cool as 87 up in Flint. And in our north zone, not much cooler up there in Sanilac County. Low 80s in Lexington. That'll be our cool spot, and we'll see the upper 80s down towards M59 tomorrow afternoon. So temperatures take a little bit of a dip Saturday and Sunday, but again, the thunderstorm chances ramp up. And even though Saturday and Sunday are not going to be complete washouts, we're definitely going to get chances of storms, especially with that shot Saturday morning. Yeah. That looks to be the most likely. Maybe we can get a dry afternoon in. Fingers crossed.
Art Fair plans around that.
That's right.
Couple of hours. Yeah.
Thanks, Ben. It's a crash that'll have you scratching your head. How two cars ended up in a pretty bad situation like that.
Also, one of college football's top coaches resigns after calling an escort service. There's a Detroit connection to the story, and we'll have it for you next.
At Tim Hortons.
Search is on for some thieves who've been stealing landscaping equipment in western Wayne County. This morning they stole a leaf blower from a landscaping crew in Northville. Before that, they led Livonia police on a chase down I-96 after stealing a lawnmower.
Today, Ford unveiled a new pickup truck that is designed with law enforcement in mind. The 2018 F-150 Police Responder features stronger braking, 18-inch all-terrain wheels, and heavy cloth seat belts that are specifically designed to fit over officers' heavy equipment belts. Ford will begin taking orders on them this year.
And the new Beacon Park opened today in downtown Detroit. The park is a joint partnership between DTE and the city. It's at Cass Avenue in Grand River. The park features a restaurant, walking paths, and areas to sit and relax. There are more than 600 events planned at the park this year.
It is really cool. Get out there and check it out. Ole Miss football coach Hugh Freeze has officially resigned, and a 1-minute phone call to a 313 number is part of the reason. That number with the Detroit area code is linked to an escort service. Freeze says it was all simply a mistake, dialing a 3 instead of an 8, but the university chancellor says the school cannot accept the conduct in Freeze's personal life.
A wild end to a police chase in Missouri. Officers were trying to stop this white car for an expired tag. The driver led them on a chase and eventually went airborne, hit an SUV, causing it to flip, and then landed on top of it. Take a look there. To make things even crazier, the driver jumped out of the car, climbed onto the roof of the home. Nobody was hurt. The driver, though, was facing a long list of charges. A coffee company is voluntarily recalling one of its products after learning one of its ingredients is similar to the active ingredient in Viagra.
Kopi Jantan Traditional Natural Herbs Coffee is the product at the center of this recall. It contains an ingredient that is similar to sildenafil, which is the active ingredient in Viagra. The coffee is also being recalled for an undeclared milk ingredient. We should mention the coffee is actually marketed as a male enhancement drink.
Best part of waking up.
It's a buffet of lines that are at your disposal.
A little pick
go
me
there.
up. What do you got?
Shecky, go ahead. Shecky, keep going. You're knocking him out of the park there.